All right, we'll call the meeting to order at 7 o'clock. The first item on the agenda is the Pledge of Allegiance. If you'd like to join me for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, thank you. Cheers, turtle. And as always, our public comment portion is next on the agenda. If you have a comment you'd like to make, we ask that you come to the podium and state your name and have your comment. Everyone has 3 minutes.
Push the button, Patrick. Does it?
Is there a red ring or a green ring?
Green,
Okay.
on.
There you go.
Patrick Ziske, Sylvan Township resident. Maybe I should have saved this for the second public comment because I don't know what you're going to do tonight in the meeting. But as I also said in a Free Sylvan post, as some people may have read, I really do want to take a minute to thank the board for the last 4 years, in some cases, much more than 4 years. And I've been up here almost every meeting saying things. Sometimes they went in the direction of what the board was doing. Sometimes I said things contrary. So it's not because I necessarily agree with everything, but to some degree, I got to know each one of you, and I know what it takes to be. I know some of what it takes to be on the board, and it takes quite a bit, and that's what I appreciate. You guys stuck through it, and I believe that all of you guys really did listen to the residents. Maybe didn't come to the same conclusions, didn't follow everything that they say, and so on behalf of all the residents, no, wait a minute. I'm not speaking for the residents. I'm speaking for myself. But the problem is, though, people who have positive things to say don't usually have as much energy to come out and speak in public. So relatively fewer of them actually come here. And but I do talk to a lot of other residents, and I know that a lot of them also appreciate the work that you're doing, even when they may disagree on things. So I can say that without speaking for them directly, because I've heard that from people. And I mean this for those board members who are staying and for those who are leaving. I guess if you're staying, if the ones who are staying can stick it out for another 4 years, we'll be back here thanking you again, hopefully. On that, you already know that there are still major issues facing the township. And even those who are leaving the board, I hope that you might find a way to still contribute to dealing with those issues, even if it just means coming to a meeting. So, you know, we got the water operations and maintenance still going on, and got the master plan. I think it's still going on, and those are the two big ones for me. But not about that right now. Thank you, and look forward to seeing you either here in the audience or on the board later. Thank you.
Thanks, Patrick.
Thank you, Patrick. Yes.
Patrick will probably be a little bit amazed that I'll somewhat echo his comments. Members of the board and I have done battle for years. We have not always gotten along, and we've not always agreed, and we've not always liked each other. But as members of the board know, that when we serve together, you're trying to do your best to take care of issues that confront the people. But, you know, judgment sometimes and oversight is necessary. And being criticized is part of the game. So I'll just say this for people in the crowd and the board members coming and going. No matter what, battle or no battle, you at least deserve a pat on the back for having skin in the game. I'll give you that, because there's not many people out there that are willing to step up and do our job that we all have done. It's rare that you get people putting their name, reputation, and everything on the line to question what you're doing or do battle or move forward. But I'll say this to, the people that served before us. They at least deserved a pat on the back, as well as you all deserve a pat on the back for serving. So, on a personal level, I thank you. Now, to switch gears a little bit, water, I'm not concerned about. That's going to be an issue that's going to it's going to haunt us, but bringing it up every meeting is not important. It's not good for us. What should concern us now is what the city is trying to do to us. I read those articles in the paper, and I've been hearing things about their trying to have a company look into operations that is in our township and expand their boundaries. And I do not like the sound of that. And I hope that this board, whatever strength you have left as public servants or as public, or the future board, does something to curb what's going on. Because they're going to try and bust us in Lima. And that's what I told you all back when we were all together. They did not like us then. They do not like us now. And they're going to try and break all the agreements and expand into our territory. They have to. So I hope you all, public and private, you all out there, that's our next battle, is the city of Chelsea trying to take us over. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
Scott.
you.
Is there other public comment tonight? All right, seeing none, move on with the agenda. All right, first we have the consent agenda, which includes the minutes from October 1st. That was a long time ago. Bills, correspondence, committee, board reports, and department reports.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
All right, motion from Rod, supported by Sandy to approve consent agenda. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, say nay. Thank you. Motion carries. Now we move on to the regular agenda. Does anybody have any additions or anything to the agenda tonight? Okay.
Move to approve the regular agenda as presented.
Support.
All right, thank you, Rod and Sandy, supporting of the regular agenda. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, say nay. Great, thank you. New business citizen of the year for 2024. I believe Susan updated the form and it's in here. Traditionally, I think we elect someone in December and then award it in January. We're a little behind the ball this year. So I don't know how that will work out. But if you know someone in the community who deserves such an honor as Citizen of the Year, someone who's been involved with the township, outside the township, any great things going on, please nominate them. We love to have input from the community for that award. All right, so they've got, the deadline is Tuesday, January 9th to submit those, and I'm sure this form will be available online on the website, as well as here at the township. Anybody have anything to add about Citizen of the Year? All right. All right, moving on to the snow removal for the 2024-2025 season. Susan went out for quotes, again, received, it looks like 3. One that is way out of the sort of ballpark here. Bollinger's came in, I believe, at
440?
right. Well, yeah, and it's 440. That's the word, I see. Yep, 440, and that includes the township hall for plowing snow, salt the lot, and clear and de-ice the walks here at the township hall and at the water plant.
I'll make a motion that we accept Bollinger for snow removal for 2025.
Support that.
All right. Any discussion?
I think Bollinger's done a good job.
I think they've done a
They've
great
been
job.
very consistent.
Currently.
They are the ones
Yeah.
who do it currently. And
Mhm.
as we know, working in the office, they're here. For the most part, show up.
They do. They do a good job, and they've been a great assistance to me when I was cemetery sexton. Not that that has anything to do with the snow, but just in terms of being a community support and local folks who are doing good things. So I support Bollinger's as well. All right, so we had motion from Rod, supported by Amanda, to approve the Bollinger's quote for snow removal for the 2024-2025 season. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, say nay. All right. And it looks like there's something in here about the days off in between. Let me get to it. That's a lot of.
Yeah, Susan had approached me because we approved this last year, but the days were wrong. So we just, Susan wanted to update this to the correct days for this year. So I'm not sure if what we approved maybe was the previous year's agenda item. I'm not. But this just updates the actual days of what we had approved already.
Okay, so Christmas Day, the day after Christmas, or I mean, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, the day after Christmas, which are Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday this year, and then the New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, and those would be the days off between.
Correct.
Okay,
And I think she wanted to. Oh, yeah, okay. Christmas Eve, I'm sorry.
oh,
I see what she did now.
What did she change?
Oh, she didn't change anything. I think she just crossed out the incorrect
the
dates.
Mondays, yeah. Okay. All right, well, I'll move that we approve the above or the 5 days off in 2024 to be Tuesday, December 24th, Wednesday, December 25th, Thursday, December 26th, and Tuesday, December 31st, Wednesday, January 1st as days off for office staff.
I'll s-
I have Kathy and Sandy supported.
All right, any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, say nay. All right, thank you. Motion carries. Sign at Maple Grove Cemetery. From Larry Dahl, he would like to purchase a sign made to post the dirt pile I would like to purchase a sign made to post by the dirt pile requesting that when cleaning old decorations from graves, that people take the old materials with them and not dump them in the dirt pile. Often the debris consists of metal, styrofoam, plastic, and other non-degradable items. Cost should not exceed $500.
I'll make a motion to allow the purchase of the sign at a cost not to exceed $500.
I'll support that.
All right.
So is there any way that we can put a trash receptacle there that people might use? Who picks up the trash here?
Modern waste, but yeah, I can't imagine they would. That would be, it would be challenging because there's no building.
There's no place to put a
Yeah.
can when it's not.
And that would get pretty abused because it's out of sight.
Right.
What about suggesting people use the trash can here instead of having to take it home with them? By the time some of those things are taken away, sometimes they're kind of raggedy. And that's why we're throwing them away. is 'cause
Right.
They don't want to take them home. I'm just trying to think of a way that we can entice people. If we give them someplace to bring it and put it in a trash can, they could bring it here because then
Mhm.
then it's just a regular trash pickup. I mean, how much stuff can it be? I don't have any idea.
I don't either.
I mean, I think it's a good thought. I think I'm not sure anybody would drive around the corner. Yeah, drive over, because it needs to be really convenient and coming
Yeah.
back to the township hall wouldn't be.
The dirt pile is convenient.
I know,
And
unfortunately.
it's not, I mean, we never had a
I mean,
problem with that.
And in principle, I
Yeah.
think that's a great idea if we can have a trash can, but I
Yep.
agree with you, Rod. It would be abused and we'd have everything else in it.
Yeah.
And I don't know who would pick it up at the, I don't know if
Right.
modern waste would go over to the, we could ask.
cemetery, and you have to drag it on the other side of the
Yeah.
fields.
And I wouldn't want to leave one of those rolling carts there.
No,
Mm-mm.
no, I think it would disappear.
I like that idea. And I
Yeah.
think maybe if, I'm not opposed to putting it on a sign. I don't know how much additional words it would be on a sign. Maybe it could just be something where people could just, it could be, if people call, we could tell them they can bring them here.
Nobody's gonna call and ask.
Yeah, I know. That's true.
I guess I would say
do that.
let me follow up with Larry
Okay.
because he's boots on the ground and ask him if what would be an appropriate solution? I mean, I'd be fine with, if it would work, I'd be fine with a garbage can, like a metal can. It's just,
Or he may
It's
even,
just gonna.
he may
go
even
away
be
or
able to
something.
add something at the bottom,
That's
you
what
know,
I'm
if
wondering.
needed,
Right,
deposit in waste receptacle at
Township
Township
Hall,
Hall.
yeah,
right. It wouldn't be that much
yeah,
more.
where we would add verbiage to the sign.
Mhm.
Whatever he says, because he's the
Yeah.
one who knows.
That's true.
Yeah, no, you're right.
All right. All right. So we have support from Rod or a motion from Rod, support from Amanda, pardon me. To purchase the sign not to exceed $500. All in favor, say aye.
I,
Opposed, say nay. Thank you. Next, we have received just today a memo from Attorney Thal regarding the break-in at the water treatment plant and his opinion on that. Kurt can't be here tonight, so we don't have the full board here. Did everybody have a chance to read Mr. Thal's?
I mean, I would agree that a strong letter would be a good next step. But when do you throw good money after bad at some point too, when you're trying to negotiate this? And I know Kurt has really strong feelings about this after having been at that meet. Were you at the meeting, Rod?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was it.
Kurt came away with pretty strong thoughts,
Mhm,
to
mhm.
not throw good money,
Yeah, yeah. Some of it I didn't understand, but
But I would agree with a strong letter because this.
Absolutely, I mean,
acceptable.
I would agree with Rob's suggestion overall. I'd be happy to make that.
Okay.
motion.
But the next
Yeah.
step though appears to be a strong letter.
Yeah.
That's
But I
what
think that's what we would be deciding tonight. Do we move forward with Rob Fall's recommendation?
I mean, I would
I-
make a motion
think
to move
that's-
forward with Rob's recommendation on how to handle the situation.
I would support that.
Okay, so so what we're approving is the drafting of this letter.
That's the first step.
Correct. That's my recommendation.
Right.
So it's a privileged memo, so be
Right.
a little careful, but
I know,
just that, just,
okay.
Then move forward with the rest if not.
I think that might be you and I working on that, or,
Right.
that started with him.
Okay.
All right. So did you make a motion?
I did.
Okay, repeat that for me, please, Rod.
Yeah, I would make a motion to follow Attorney Thal's recommendations, starting with the letter.
You want to say recommendation from his memo dated November 12th.
Okay, yeah,
Could we add
recommendation
that
from
in?
his
I
memo,
think that's just helpful so that we know,
Yep.
From his-
can reference the document in the future.
memo dated December, or, November 12th.
Okay. Got it.
Okay, and I'll support that motion. Is there any discussion? Would you like to go into closed session? I mean, Rob Fall couldn't be here tonight. He had a conflict.
No, I think it would be
Or-
just a matter of us working on the
Agreed.
language.
Yeah,
Agreed.
I think we're good.
All right, so that was
Any other
Kath.
discussion? Oh, I'm sorry.
You supported Kath?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
All right. No more discussion? All right, all in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, say nay. All right, thank you. All right, that is the end of our agenda tonight. We're at our second public comment, so same rules apply. If you have a public comment, we ask that you come to the front. Everyone has 3 minutes. Okay. Board of Trustee member comments.
Yes. I have two things. One is, we put up a temporary sign during the election, so because Google is pointing people to the water treatment plant instead of the township hall. So I met with somebody before the election. Guess where she went first? So there's no sign. I think we should have one of two or both. One of two things. I don't have no idea how you would go about contacting Google for a correction.
We've done it
We
That's
tried.
probably 15 times.
We
We-
tried so
I'll-
much.
I'll-
That's when I ordered the big sign, the big
Yeah.
vinyl sign.
Oh, I see.
I've made probably
2020
10
election.
requests myself.
Yeah.
It's corrected and then it's not.
And I think it's, if you type in the address, it takes you there. If you type
Right.
in Sylvan Township Hall,
Takes you here.
it takes you to the other. So it's just how you look it up on Google. And it's very
Can we
frustrating.
talk about getting a permanent sign, since who knows if it's ever going to be done?
We could, but it's up there at most 4 times a year, more like 3.
But
Sometimes
it's not
people-
hard to do.
It's not too hard to put up.
No,
And it's
because the
like
speed posts are already there.
pretty good. It looks like we ordered it in 2020, so it's been it might need a new one.
So it's
um,
okay.
But yeah, I know, and
It's
and
been-
maybe
it's
if
been
we tell the
frustrating.
people or something, if everybody hammered Google with like, requests to change the pin for that location, maybe we could.
Pat
It's frustrating.
even got someone on the phone once who assured us that it would be changed.
Yeah, they didn't. Yeah,
So valid concern, but we've been trying.
yeah.
To be continued, I guess.
Right.
So, it was mentioned earlier about concern about the city of Chelsea claiming property in the township again, as they did back whenever that happened, because I wasn't living here at the time. But something that going forward we can do is talk about becoming a charter township. Because a charter township, people can't just, and your neighbor cannot just walk in and usurp your property. You don't have any rights. Is that, what are we, general law township? As a charter township, that doesn't happen, but there's a lot of details. I quit reading when I read, it costs the township more money because it increases the number of trustees. We have 2, and it increases them to 4. So then you have to consider that's additional salary that you're going to have to pay. There are some other items that I don't remember, but I think that's why we need to look into it. Is that something possible? A long time ago, you had to have a population of 6,000, and that's not true anymore. And anyway, I think it's something that we should look into just to protect ourselves.
It all could have been avoided had we gone under 94 to supply utilities, because that's why they're taking it. That's how they can get away with it.
Yeah, but we still can, Rod. We can still go under 94.
We can. I
Mhm.
couldn't agree more. I just hope it's not too late. I mean, I've been fighting for that for years.
We won't.
Well, if we're a charter township, we can protect ourselves.
But before that, there are steps that we'll be able to take even before that.
It's a lot.
Is that the property that's in question, the one that's across the.
Oh, I
highway?
don't.
It's a large piece of property across the highway.
Yeah, and that's the
large.
one that has been discussed in the newspaper, or we
Yeah.
speculate? Oh, okay, all
Yeah.
right.
No, it was a city council meeting already.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Attended.
And they're already.
Incoming supervisor for Lima.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know there was also interest in, the parcel north of Westchester. That's so lucrative, but anyway, interesting. Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah.
all.
Well, thank you. And I think a charter township, I mean, a charter would not be a bad idea. I know that as general law, we can't assess more than, I think it's 1 mil for our operating expenses. We're up against that now.
Yep.
And the township's probably gonna be only growing. So things, get more expensive.
But I think that,
But who knows?
but I think a charter township needs to be the decision of the people. It shouldn't be a decision. we
Oh,
make as a
right.
board.
Oh, no.
Right.
We have to
100%.
learn about it first.
Right.
It needs to go to the people.
100% that's a resident.
And I think when we got a thing, when we had more than 3,000 people, they sent us a letter and it
Right.
said, here's the steps that you could do. The board could, but the people can, which obviously is a better choice.
MTA
Right.
has a lot
So-
about that too.
Yeah.
But I also have read that sometimes a charter township, it makes it easier. Now, again, I've not gone down the rabbit hole with it, but it can make it easier for annexation as well. When I was reading, one particular law firm from Foster and Swift was talking about, there are some pitfalls.
Hmm.
You would really want to look at, at it from lots of angles. But
Absolutely.
there are some other strategies we can utilize.
Yeah, it's not
Between
something that can
Sylvan
be
and
done
Lima.
quickly.
No, it
But
can be done
any-
quickly between Sylvan and Lima, which we'll be discussing it soon.
All right. Thanks,
Oh.
Andy.
I will just say the election, the November 5th, 2024 election, we had, our voter turnout was 85.3%, which is pretty phenomenal. What was really amazing is that our early voting, Sylvan Township just knocked it out of the park. With the in-person early voting, we had 811 people vote. It was amazing. We were just,
It was steady traffic with lines.
it was so amazing. And so for absentee voters, we had 1,154 absentee ballots. And then for election day, we had 626 people vote. So it was a pretty successful election. We didn't really have any issues. Early voting has some hiccups because there's 9 jurisdictions that we are servicing here. So when you're dealing with that many ballots and that many ballot styles, there were definitely some hiccups, but as we go through this, we're gonna learn more and get better and better. But overall, it was amazing.
That's very exciting.
Really good election.
That's very exciting. I was wondering how early voting would go and, the first one that we did wasn't so, but this was just
So busy.
yeah,
It's so
such
busy
an
every-
impressive turnout. I'm so glad that people have more opportunities to come and vote. So that's good.
The only thing I have is I would like to thank Kathy for her years of service and good luck to the new board.
Well, thank you, and same to you, Rod. It's been a pleasure to serve here. Thank you, everyone, for coming to the meetings, and congratulations to the new board members, and we'll wish you luck and be watching, so. All right. I guess just a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn,
Rod, what time?
7:30.
It is, and I'll support that,
Yeah,
actually.
thank
It'll be our last act together.
That is
Yep.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, say nay. Thank you.
What you want to do now is stop the recording and
Can't find my- there it is.
bottom to the right. Yeah, you gotta chase that mouse around.
Okay, so hit stop, not pause.
Hit end.
And
You can stop the recording.